Welcome to another ETF review from the Next Chapter team. Today's ETF review is going to focus on 4 funds from State Street SPYG Group. And then we're going to take a look at what it would look like if you invested in all 4 funds consistently for a 5 and 10 year span of time. Before we jump into the review, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share. Help the channel grow. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy another ETF review from the Next Chapter team. All right, now let's get started in this ETF review. We are going to look at 4 different ETFs. First is the SPDR Portfolio S&P Growth. The next is the SPDR Dividend ETF, followed up by the S&P 600 Small Cap ETF, and then the Industrials Select Sector SPDR ETF. First one is our S&P 500 Growth. This one goes by SPYG. ETF category, Large Growth. Next, this one is tracking against the S&P 500 Growth Index with an expense ratio of 0.04. Holy cow, this is really cheap. That is $4 for every $10,000 invested. And now what do you get with this one? So top holdings of your 233 different stocks, top holdings include Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta Platform, Alphabet Class A, Alphabet Class C, Broadcom, Tesla, and Eli Lilly. Now, let's take a look at that sector breakdown. Checking out that sector breakdown, you get information technology at 49%. So roughly half of this is information technology. The next up is consumer discretionary at 13.76. And then from there, communication services at 12.26. The rest of it is under 10% apiece. That includes sectors like healthcare, industrials, financials, consumer staples, energy, materials, real estate, and utilities. Now let's take a look at those returns. Our 1 year, 40.98. 3 year, 10.02, 5 year, 17.49, and 10 year is 15.07. And again, a nice, really cheap expense ratio of 0.04. Next up is SDY. This is our dividend ETF, S&P dividend. This one is the mid-cap value, which one is tracking against the S&P High Yield Dividend Aristocrat Index. So it's a customized index focused on dividends. And an expense ratio of 0.35. So it means for every $10,000, you'd have roughly $35 expenses per year for this ETF. Now let's jump into it. What do we get? We get 133 different stocks. All right, what are some of the companies in the top 10? Realty Income, International Business Machines, that's IBM, Excel Energy, Edison International, ABEV, INC, Southern Co., the Southern Company, Consolidated Edison, and Medtronic PLC, and Chevron Corp. That's an oil company, right? All right, now sectors, different mix. Look at that. Industrials is number one at 18.65. Consumer staples at 18.43. Utilities at 16.54, and financials at 10.08. After this, everything else is under 10%. Materials, healthcare, consumer discretionary, information technology, not number one like the last one, real estate, and energy. Now let's take a look at the performance. Wow, look at that. 1 year, 26.78. 3 year, 9.37. 5 year, 9.77. And 10 year, 10.47. Up number 3, SLYV. This is our small cap value. ETF category, small value. What are we tracking against? S&P Small Cap 600 Value Index, 0.15. So for as your expense ratio. So for every $10,000, $15 annually. All right. How many stocks do we have in this? 461 different stocks. All right. Some companies from the top 10 holdings: London Technology, Bath and Body Works, Robert Half, Jackson Financial Inc., VF Corp., Mr. Cooper Group, Inc., Dycom Industries, Alaskan Air Group, and Lincoln National Corp. Sectors. Financials is number one at 26.52. Industrials, 16.19. Consumer discretionary is at 13.10. And what do we get from under that? All of these following are under 10% apiece. Real estate, information technology, healthcare, materials, communication services, consumer staples, utilities, and energy. Let's jump into that performance. 1 year performance, 22.65. 3 year performance, 4.08. 5 year performance, 9.31. And 10 year at 8.96. All right, next up, our very last one, XLI. This is our industrials fund. This one is, again, the industrial, this is our sector play. What is it indexed against? The Industrial Select Sector Index. Oh, look at that. Expense ratio, 0.09. So for every 10,000, $9. All right, we get 78 different stocks in this one. Companies including General Electric, Caterpillar, RTX Corp, Uber Technologies, Union Pacific, Honeywell International, Eaton Corp, Lockheed Martin, ADP, so Automatic Data Processing, and Deerco. So what industries do we have here? So number one, aerospace and defense. That is 22.95. Machinery, 19.88. Ground transportation, 11.65. From there, everything else is under 10%. We get electrical equipment, professional services, commercial services and supplies, building products, industrial conglomerates, air freight and logistics, trading companies and distribution, airlines, and construction and engineering. You know what's not on the list here? Information technology. If you want a diversity from information technology, you're getting it with this ETF. Now let's jump into the performance. All right, 1 year, 35.75, 3 year, 13.30, 5 year, 13.62, 10 year, 11.86. Next up, we're going to take a look at what it would be like if you invested consistently in all 5 funds. All right, now let's take a look at what it would look like if you invested in all 4 of these SPDR ETFs consistently over a 5 and 10 year span of time. So in this example, we're going to have someone who contributes $8,000 per year. And again, so we have our first one up is S&P Growth. This is our large cap play. 1 year 40.98, 5 year at 17.49, 10 year of 15.07. Next up, we're going to go with our mid cap dividend ETF. That is a 26.78 for 1 year, 5 year 9.77, 10 year 10.44. And then followed up by our small cap play. This is a 22.65 for 1 year, 5 year 9.31, and 10 year 9.86. And then trying to go one step extra to make a little extra special here, we do our sector play. This one is the industrial sector. This one has a 1 year of 35.75, 5 year 16.62, and a 10 year of 11.86. All right, so in 1 year, you would have had a balance of roughly $10,523. But let's take a look at that 5 year, because again, we're long-term investors on this channel. All right, we would have had $59,000. So what does that break down? So roughly the principal would have been about 67% or $40,000. So $8,000 times 5. And then the growth, or 33%, would have been $19,387. But we're in it for the long haul. What would it look like if we did 10 years straight? Same funds, 10 years. Whoa, we broke 150. In fact, we're almost 155. So we have 154,943. I'm going to call it 155. All right. What would that look like? All right. So your invested cash would be roughly $80,000 or 52% of your balance. So 52% of your balance would be just straight principal of $80,000. The remaining 48% would be all growth. $74,943 would have been all growth on these ETFs. Not bad. 10 years consistent investing can really build up to some major dollars. And we use smaller dollar amounts, where I always try to keep it 10 or less, just to show the art of the possible. But obviously, as you grow and mature financially over the years, you could do so much more. You've just got to stay consistent.
Hey, thanks for staying to the end. This video is brought to you by the Next Chapter team. If you enjoyed the video, please take a moment to hit that like button, drop a comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family. This will help the channel reach out to more individuals just like you. We offer one-on-one coaching where we work with people and small businesses to determine a clear path to achieving their financial goals. This includes things like budgeting to reduce debts, planning for big purchases, and even learning how to build wealth with the tools that you have readily available to you. So please see our link below to schedule a free 30-minute call with our team to talk through coaching and understanding your current financial situation. Also, check out some of our affiliate links below for high yield savings account. This is a great place to put your money when you're saving up for those big purchases and your emergency fund. Check out some of our videos right here. And please enjoy and see you in the next video.